Welcome to the CompTIA A+ 220-1101 or Core 1 exam. This is Objective 3.1, SATA device cables. One very common interface type for our storage devices inside our laptop computers and desktop computers is SATA. SATA stands for Serial AT Attachment, and there have been many different SATA versions throughout the years. The first version of SATA, revision 1.0, transfers data at 1.5 gigabits per second over a 1 meter cable. 2.0 doubled that speed to 3 gigabits per second. 3.0 doubled it again to 6 gigabits per second, and 3.2 increased it to 16 gigabits per second over a 1 meter cable. SATA is used exclusively inside of our computers. If you have an external storage device, you're probably connecting with eSATA or external SATA. This matches the speeds that are used on those revisions of internal SATA versions, but it allows for a maximum cable length of 2 meters. These are the SATA connectors on a hard drive. The smaller even pin connectors is used for data transfer. And this larger 15-pin connector is used for power. This hard drive also has a power connector for a Molex as well on the right. So if you're transitioning a system to a newer SATA drive, but it still uses older power supplies, that's no problem at all. These connections for power and for data are one-to-one connections. So you have a single power connection coming off your power supply. That single connection plugs into that single connector on the back of your storage drive. You also have a single data connector on your motherboard. That single data connector provides a single connection for a storage device using the data connector. Unlike some previous storage types, a SATA connection has a single cable supporting a single storage device. Take a look at this motherboard. This is one with a CPU and space for memory, and you can see down here at the bottom there are some SATA connectors that are yellow. If we look a little bit closer, we can see the interfaces. And these have different colors to designate the difference between the versions. The colors can change depending on the motherboard. This motherboard has yellow SATA connectors, and it's a pair of connectors connecting to the hard drive next to it. As we mentioned earlier, there's not only this internal connection for SATA, there's also an external version called eSATA. And on this device, there is an eSATA adapter card with two separate external SATA links built into the computer itself. These use the same standards for connectivity that we have with our internal SATA connections. But the connector itself, although looks physically similar to the internal connector, is a very different connector when you use eSATA. It doesn't really have an L shape. You can't make a mistake plugging in the wrong plug. Well, that's the end of our 3.1 for SATA hard drives. Okay, how fast is the transfer rate of SATA 1.0? A, 1 gigabit per second, B, 1.5 gigabit per second, C, 2 gigabits per second, or D, 2.5 gigabits per second? And the answer is B, 1.5 gigabits per second. It's important to know the different transfer rates for the CompTIA exam. Thanks for watching.